Digio is so excited, y'all, to actually be a sponsor of this September's Amazing Women in E-commerce. It's on September 6th, and it begins at 12 p.m. East Coast time. If you haven't heard of Amazing Women in E-commerce before, it is a celebration of women in our industry. Women from e-commerce brands to technology companies to agencies, and it's a community that really brings us together and fosters really the joy, the privilege, and the honor that it takes and that it is to be a woman in e-commerce. And so please, please, please go register and go sign up. I'm going to share a little bit with you all today about my time in this industry. And 12 years ago, I actually started my journey in the e-commerce and SaaS technology space. And to be honest with you, I felt really alone. The industry itself was heavily male dominated, or at least it really seemed that way to me, especially as I continued to get higher in organizations and go into leadership roles. A lot of my time in those organizations, I was the only female leader across many different types of teams. And candidly, I started to suffer from imposter syndrome. And I've had that off and on for years. Some of you may be surprised if you do know me. You're thinking, no way, she's not got that at all. But the reality is, I always felt like there was something missing from me and that I was going to get fired. I wasn't good enough. Oftentimes, I was also too told I was too intimidating or too much. And now, being a little older and a little wiser, I've realized that maybe those comments were made because I would step in a room and be sometimes the one that actually knew what was going on and would be, lacking fear and actually sharing too, and being a little bit more vocal about that. There's nothing wrong with that for those of you that are watching and are also too progressing in your career path as a woman in this space. What really helped me, however, were community groups such as Women in Retail, Women in Email, Women in Technology, and being able to just have that community of other women I could talk with about the experiences that I was facing or elements that were going on within even historical times of my career that may have impacted me at that given moment in time. And so I eagerly began just hopping into these different communities and wanting to connect and build those relationships up so that I could hear stories and also to be able to help other people in sharing mine. That community flourished my network and helped grow me personally and professionally as well. And I've told many people this. Actually, I was telling my friends at Yotpo this the other day as we were talking about this event. If I could make community and e-commerce a full-time job, I totally would. Our community is amazing, both the female leadership and the women in this community, and also too our peers outside of that as well. This is such a fun industry to be in. And the cool thing about being and joining in a community of other female and women in the space, that actually allowed me to be able to think about acceleration of my own career and have that support structure around me in order to be able to do it. I decided to become an example that maybe I didn't have for other women in the space as I've continued on my e-commerce journey. I wanted to empower women and that next generation of women that were coming up through this industry and through their career. And that's been super, super important to me for a very, very long time. I actually have 3 daughters at home. And so consciously or subconsciously, the thought around being able to promote and propel growth in women and in leadership also has always been around really my impetus as being a leader in this space as well. So if you're a woman in e-commerce SaaS technology, or at an agency, or really anywhere, my advice to you is become the example that you wish that you had. You don't have to wait for anyone else to be able to set that example for you, or wait to be given that opportunity as well, to right there at your fingertips and join a community such as Amazing Women in E-commerce that can help with fostering you and being able to shepherd you through to that next stage of growth. I do so hope that you'll join us on September 6th at 12 with our friends at Yotpo and celebrate that moment in time just for an hour to spend with other female leaders in our industry and join in on our Slack community too with Amazing Women in E-commerce. We'll see you all there. Bye.